My name is Lee from Magic City Soccer. Thank you for joining us here today for this pre-Thanksgiving game. We do have another game coming up on Monday. We'll be doing I think we'll be doing a live stream of that one. But it's always a pleasure to come and look at some of the grassroots soccer in the area. I get about a little bit around South Florida, men's senior game, women's senior soccer, and it's always fun to come and check out the next generation down at these games. I will say it's a very, very nice setup down here at Gulliver. I mean, you can see in the background as well that it's going to get even nicer by the looks of it too. It's great to see these kind of facilities for young players in South Florida because everyone has to start somewhere. And, you go around some of these high schools and I think it's just conducive to good, skillful soccer. And, it's a far cry from the muddy cow pitches that you might have got a few years ago, especially with all the rain we had this week. The pitch would cut up so easily and it would just be a quagmire, just be a muddy mess. But this pitch is drained. It's like bone dry already. I know it's been a hot day today, but we did have a heck of a lot of rain over the week. Sanchez have kept that one in. Plenty of room for Taylor Smith to work in. Smith drifting back inside. Uses Raskin, tries to go through the middle. She had a couple of options out on the left-hand side. Fortunately, the Sharks get away with that one. Nice vision. I think it was Mia Herrera in the midfield. Well, another free kick, long downfield. Nice idea with the little bit of flair, the little flick. Doesn't come off for Gulliver, and they're under pressure again. Smith uses it sensibly, first time pass, but there's no one in the middle making a run that time. And that one will easily go through to the goalkeeper. That looked like handball. Referee's chosen to let that one play, possibly because there's a half a chance of an advantage and an attack for Gulliver here. Have a little bit of territory. Oh, great defense at the back. Two players competing for the ball very nicely there. Gulliver still on the ball. This is better from Gulliver, but they can't do anything with it. And it's the one, the only Bianca Raskin chipping that ball forward again. I think Gulliver are a little bit wise to that now. Smith, though, has done it all by herself, and she's going to add another goal here. And I tell you what, Smith made that one all by herself, and it's the fourth goal of the game for the Sharks. And Taylor Smith is the goal scorer. Just wanted it a little bit more than the other players, and that counts for a lot at any level of soccer. And it is 4-0. SHARKS. Let's go Sharks. So they can play soccer. We also know the girls can spell. Doing a good job at centre back number 7, Jada Graham, so far. There's not been a lot of work for the Sharks to do, but what they've had to do, they've done well. Bit unusual for me to see a number 7 playing centre back, but welcome to the 21st century, I guess. Let's be fair. In the squad numbers era, you see all kinds of high numbers, the zeros, and the old double zero as well for a goalkeeper. But that's what I like about Avril Ramirez. She keeps it old school with a number 1 on the back of her jersey. Free kick from that foul. Here's a chance for Gulliver to do something. A loose ball on the edge of the area. And it's hooked onto the right wing. And just coming up to the midway part of this first half. 4-0 for the Sharks. Taylor Smith, who scored the fourth of those goals on the ball here. Supported by Raskin. Raskin has Dela Cruz. Dela Cruz can chase this one. Dela Cruz into the area. And that is a lovely finish by Dela Cruz for her fourth goal of the game. Pure composure, as cool as a cucumber. Just waiting for the keeper to commit, picked out a spot and took that one home nice and easy. think we're going to get another change here. Coming on is the number 23, Mila Herb, and coming off, it looks like the number 20 coming off, which is Mackenzie Charles, who had pretty good first quarter of the game over on that right-hand side of the field. And we're underway again. Play through. Another threatening combination on the edge of the final third. A shot from distance, and the keeper does well to get behind that one. Oh, great touch. Oh, great work by the Sharks through the middle. And they can sense a bit of blood here. I think they still want more goals. And who knows where these players might up, the likes of Taylor Smith, Dela Cruz, Bianca Raskin, who've already caught the eye this season. I think we're going to get the mandated drinks break here, which is definitely warranted because, as I've mentioned, it is a really, really hot day here. And it's a chance to take on fluids, but I think for Gulliver, it's a chance to maybe make a few tweaks to the system, see if they can make a few changes and get back into this game. But at the drinks break, halfway through this first half, it is 5-0 to the Sharks. And I can see the bench is just in front of me. Looks like Diego's having a little conversation with Shayla and Taylor, Smith and Dela Cruz, and Raskin as well, just to see what changes do you make when you've scored 5 goals in 20 minutes. But I guess there's always something to improve, some constructive criticism, not criticism, some feedback to give about what can maybe be done a little bit better. Well, understandably, the Sharks are eager to get back going. Gulliver are still taking on a bit of fluid and taking a few last instructions before they get back out onto the field. Let me just have a look at the games that are coming up. I don't know what will happen to the games that we missed, whether they get rescheduled or not. I think I remember hearing that those games possibly will get replayed at some point. But here we go, Varsity Girls Soccer schedule for November. So we are at Gulliver at the moment. There's a game on the 20th on Monday, and that one's up against Archbishop McCarthy. And then after that, two more, both at home at Nova University in Davie. And the Sharks will be up against Palmer Trinity and Ransom Everglades for those two games. So that's what. Great ball. Kept in well by Jada Graham. Jada Graham puts it up into the air for Smith. Smith takes it, shows a little bit too much of that for the goalkeeper, and good work by the keeper for Gulliver. So it does look like some of the players have been shuffled around a bit. Jada playing a little bit further forward. So that means a little bit of change at the back for the Sharks. The same old story. Raskin on the ball in centre midfield. Forced backwards, but plenty of options. Raskin will get the ball back here. Looking for the 1-2. Raskin keeps a foot in there. Another one of the substitutes, number 32, not on my roster. Loose ball picked up by Smith. Smith under pressure, turns well. Looking for Graham. And I think that's going to be an easy goal kick. Shout out to the sponsor, All Year Cooling. I could do with All Year Cooling right here, right now. I could do with a little All Year Cooling air conditioned hut. But yeah, if you have some air conditioning needs, please get in touch with All Year Cooling. The best in South Florida. Graham to Raskin. Raskin lifts it forward. Great touch, but even better defense. Just rushing the passes a little bit too. Oh, that is silky smooth by Raskin. And on the edge of the area, trying to make room for the shot. One touch. It's got to go. And they just can't get that shot on goal. Tell you what, though, what about Bianca Raskin and those great couple of spins on the ball? The old spin move. Good sensible work at the back by Simi Mangan. The freshman, number 4, playing in the centre of defence at the moment for the Sharks. It just seems to be a white jersey in space all over the field at the moment, wherever you turn. And it's turning into a bit of a, I know we're at school and this is school soccer, it's turning into a bit of a lesson in the sport. And the Sharks at the moment, Smith does well, wins the ball back, uses the ball sensibly, intelligently. They're doing better though, I've got to say. Gulliver in defence, they're cutting out a few of those little mistakes that have led to the goals that separate the team so far. I think it's going to be another free kick here, unless it's a throw. No, I think it's no, it is a throw in. I think Taylor Smith is going to go and fish that over to the sideline. Sort of boxed in the corner down there. It's difficult to work the ball out of those sort of areas. And once again, they've lost out to the Sharks of Davie, Florida, who have swam down south. The apex predators looking for their next feast. And they are feasting on goals today. Misdirected pass, that's up in the air. And that one is going to go out for a throw in. A little bit of a miscommunication between the two Gulliver players. Great play by Raskin again to Taylor. Smith sent it forwards. Graham on the ball. Good covering in defence by the number 9 for Gulliver. I think you have to give a lot of credit to Gulliver for not giving up here. The body language is still good. There's no heads dropping out there. They're still competing for those 50-50 balls. Mangan to Smith. Smith goes past one, tries to go past another. Good defence. And just enough on the header to get that one away from danger. And just coming up to the 30-minute mark of this game. Another change coming on is in number 6, Maya Berkman. And it's Graham who's come off. I don't think the opposition have noticed that Berkman is on the field because she's completely unmarked there. If they could have found her, she would have had a free shot on goal. But instead, it's going to go out for a corner. Unsurprisingly for me, I think it's going to be Raskin to take the corner kick. And although other players have put the numbers on the board, I'm a bit of a Raskin fan. She had a great game so far, and that's a wonderful goal. A great corner kick by Raskin. That's why she takes them, and it was Smith that applied the finish. Well, that's about as textbook as it comes. And it's really capitalising again on the keeper, not really being able to see anything. That ball would have been coming right out of the sun, and it dropped straight onto the head of Taylor Smith for her second goal of the game. That makes it 6-0 now. Well, the most important thing in the sport sometimes, and what the coaches will be saying to one of these two teams, is you never give up. And I don't know, a comeback seems unlikely, but it's about playing for a little bit of pride now. think we're going to get another change for the Sharks in a second, and it will be Alejandro Cardenas coming on. Ball comes through. That one is definitely offside. The Sharks coaches can have too much of some kids playing with our camera there, getting told off by the SoccerDroid. You don't want to get on the wrong side of the SoccerDroid. Here comes Gulliver. And that's a great block tackle. It's still Gulliver, though. Trying to slip that one ball through. First touch is good. And it's a goal for Gulliver. There's nothing at all that Avril Ramirez can do about that one. And they do finally get something onto the scoreboard. Gulliver Prep, and it was a well-taken goal as well. Once the ball came to us, confidently finished that one off. And they'll need to carry on doing that and get a few more, but it's nice to see him get the ball in the back of the net. And sometimes when you when you're in these kind of situations, you think, okay, we had the drinks break, forget about that. Let's think about this this little end of the first half as its own little game, and used to do that all the time. If you were down at halftime 3-0, just forget about that. Let's try and win the second half. But wanting to make instant amends at the Sharks here, that's great tackling from I think it's the number 9 for Gulliver. Well, actually, it's a corner kick, so this is a moment of worry for Gulliver, even though they've got one back, because the last delivery was an absolute quality from Raskin. It looks like another good one towards the far post, and a little bit too much on that one. Smith keeps it moving. Mangan under pressure, has to go back to the defence. Smart move by Mangan. Well, then Shark almost catches out the goalkeeper. And again, you can't judge the goalkeeper too much because it is difficult. That sun is now getting lower and lower, which makes it even more difficult when it comes flying at you, swiveling all over the place. Raskin clips it through, and the defender does just enough to take the sting out of that shot, but it will be another corner kick. Another corner for the Sharks. Sent in nicely into that corridor of uncertainty and rose very well for the header. Couldn't direct it on target. That one will be a goal kick. Going short from the goal kick, that's always a bit risky if you get closed down. Nice idea by Simi Mangan. Dropped the shoulder, tried to go past the player, but just knocked it a bit too far. Mangan's in the mix a bit here, getting a few good touches on the ball. Story of the game really is the Sharks have just wanted those 50-50s a little bit more. But you know what? Gulliver are getting back into this a little bit. They're competing a little bit more for those 50-50s, winning a few of those duels just like that by the number 23 for Gulliver Prep. That's a decent looking ball if it's onside. Takes one touch, shoots, and just over the bar. That could have been the second goal for Gulliver. Couldn't find the finish. But I'll tell you what, the 23 for Gulliver did a great job there. I was just talking about the importance of winning your duels. Definitely did that. Broke into midfield, found the pass, but unfortunately Gulliver could not find the target and work out Avril Ramirez. Lovely part of town down here in South Miami. Right down by Dayland. I'll go and check out the mall on my way home. And 5 minutes remaining in this first half. We've seen a goal fest so far. Who knows what will happen in the second half, but I think that Gulliver will be looking to keep it the same scoreline. But here come the Sharks breaking through again. And I tell you what, they're going to get the goal. It was a decent effort from the defence, but there's no stopping Taylor Smith when she's in this kind of mood. And she bulldozes her way through. For her hat trick, that's 2 hat tricks here now. One for Smith, one for Dela Cruz. It's a Friday night fiesta for the Sharks here in Pinecrest, Florida, at Sean Taylor 01 Memorial Field at Gulliver Prep School. And it's a shame for Gulliver. They were just sort of getting back onto, even terms in terms of possession and moving the ball into their opponent's territory. But again, just switched off a couple of times, and that is all it takes. Well, here they come again. That's great work at the back by the Sharks. And they have numbers forward. In fact, there was almost a mismatch there, but a good interception in the centre of midfield. Raskin looks one way, then the other. In the end, finds Berkman. Berkman sends it into the area. Who's going to get there first? Keeper gets there first. Well done by the goalkeeper. Read that one nicely. It's a pretty open game, which is always fun to watch. Sometimes the defensive games, they could be no fun, can they? It's the number fullback, the number 23, the fullback, comes, gets the ball, throws it back in. And it was the 23 who had that lovely little moment for Gulliver not too long ago where they almost added their second goal. 3 minutes of this half remaining. That's an easy one for Ramirez. Ramirez will take her time, launch it downfield. Good kick from Ramirez. It's going to bounce, which she should never, ever do. Every coach will tell you never let the ball bounce. A loose ball, that one will go out for a throw. The Whites come up with the ball again. That's a lovely little dummy. Trying to play it through. Once again, just good. And with not much time remaining, probably would choose to take some time here and see this half out. Take a breather and see what you can do second half. Going for the short goal kick though. Nice turn by the captain. Ball sent down into that right channel. Chased down well by the 7 for Gulliver. All the way back to Ramirez. Ramirez hasn't really had much to do. Certainly not in terms of shot stopping, but the distribution's been good. And you're not a busy goalkeeper. You just got to keep your head in the game a little bit. Ramirez has done that well. Great move. There's so many white jerseys forward here. The ball comes through and offside again. The story of the half. Another offside for the Sharks. The number 9 will get us back underway with a free kick. A couple of targets downfield. I just needed a better first touch by the number 7 there. A little turn could have opened things up. They've done the basics okay, Gulliver, when they've had the ball. It's so hard to get possession of the Sharks. They've started this season really well. And the buzzer denies the Sharks another goal, and that is half-time here down in South Miami at the Sean Taylor 01 Memorial Field at Gulliver Prep School. And we've seen plenty of goals here. We've got a second half coming up soon. So come and join us for that. done me a really nice favour here by having the little ribbon in the hair, which makes it, if one player does it, it makes it much easier to pick that one player out. I saw a player at the Women's World Cup do that, one of the Australians. I think it was Russo, and she would have a little ribbon on a ponytail. And it was lovely stories because so her grandmother could always see which player she was on the field. So Grandmother Charles, if you're watching, you can pick out Mackenzie by the ribbon in the hair. What's a lovely little touch. And I tell you what, almost didn't come off. And if it had been any other player other than Raskin, might not have come off. Mackenzie Charles sends it in first time, but there's no one there. She might get a second chance at this one. It's still Charles. Loose ball. And it's another goal. I was just waiting for the confirmation from the referee. And it is the goal. And judging by the reaction here, I think the mercy ruling has been invoked. And that's the goal that's going to seal it. It's been a wonderful performance by the Sharks here. Commiserations to Gulliver. A little bit of work to do on the training ground, but I tell you what, like I said in the commentary, at least they gave it a go, didn't let their heads drop, and respect to them. And they have a lovely facility here, and it'll be an honour and a pleasure to come back here at some point in the future. But Mackenzie Charles sets up that last game-winning goal, unsure who got the final touch. And that'll do it down here at the Sean Taylor 01 Memorial Field. We're going to sign off on this broadcast, but yes, I think we will be back online for the game on Monday. Keep your eyes tuned to the social media accounts for confirmation on all that. Thank you to SoccerDroid for providing the critical infrastructure for this stream. My name is Lee from Magic City Soccer. And one last thank you to our sponsor, the air conditioning gurus. Don, remind me of the name. It's slipped my mind. All what cooling? All year cooling. Sorry, all year cooling, but they are the best. That'll do it for us here. And join us on the stream next time.